All right, good morning, everybody. It's been a while. End of March right now. Last couple days before get into April, I guess you would say, after March. Some beautiful months in California: March, April, May, June even. Beautiful. Anywho, so it's been a while. I hope everybody's been good. I'm still out here every day, just not filming. Slows me down. Until I can get a better system going, these will be a little less frequent. But yeah, still been knocking it out, enjoying the warmer weather, no jacket, no beanie. So right now we're on Alessandro. Let me turn this around. This is Brown Street over here, right? And this is as far as I go. This is my cutoff point. Some of you'll recognize where I am. But anywho, that's Brown Street right there. Maybe you can see it. I don't know why my camera's acting weird. Put in a new Starbucks right there. But there's one on both sides of the street, I guess, is how they do it. And the sun is really shining today. And here we are on Alessandro. So this is the end of the line for me as far as I go out, just because as far as it is from my house. So yeah, let's get to it. We're gonna go from Brown Street to Barton Street. It's at least a mile. Let's call it a good mile. All right. And this area is usually not too bad right here because they have lawn maintenance or garden maintenance people that do come through here. So it's usually not too bad. It'll start slow, which is good because I don't want to really be out here on the street like this unless I have to be. But I notice, especially like right now, the sun's coming into these people's eyes. That guy literally had his hands up like this, blocking the sun. Is that people drift, So I'm walking in what should be a safe place, technically, the bike lane. If I was on a bike, I'd be riding down the opposite direction here, hopefully safely. And most of the times, I would say, most times you're gonna be safe. But I've been walking here before, and I could see the person coming, either looking down, which you would assume is your phone, or just kind of just not paying attention in general, and they start drifting into this lane. So as you walk up towards, that's why I do kind of like walking towards the traffic, because I'll watch the people in the cars, watch their eyes, just see if I can see what they're doing. Step back up on the curb. Yeah, I'm glad I came out here. It's a little more, actually this is a little more than usual for this area. I also can look up the street like we are right now and see if there's anything I see like literally in the gutter. I don't really right now. There's not much. But there's a decent amount up here on the sidewalk area. But again, nothing major. We'll get to probably some major stuff up here a little bit. About the halfway point. And you've seen me out there before. It can become an area that gets really bad really fast if it's not addressed at least once a week. But I think I hit this area, not this actually, the area we're getting to, about twice a week. And the nice thing is there's a business up here that has a dumpster. I've even spoken to the lady that comes in the morning, the manager, and told her she had seen me doing what I do, and kind of was, are you really doing what you seems like you're doing? I said, yeah. She's like, that's great. I said, is it okay to use your dumpster? She said, of course, as long as it's not too much. And it's not. It's usually just a couple grocery bags of litter. Nothing major. And something else you can always do too is if you're using something like somebody's dumpster, I try to make the place a little better than the way I found it. So I'll, just pick up any other trash that's around it. Make sure the door's closed or the dumpster's pushed in to the stall where it's supposed to be. Just little stuff like that they would have to do. So it's always about, keeping the books even. So if you're using something or whatnot in a space, leave it better than you found it, right? Okay, here's something a little bigger. Is this a bag? It's like a tent bag. So, gotta try to stuff this in the grocery bag, which means we're gonna be getting close to our first grocery bag being full. That fit fine. And up the road we go, up this little sidewalk, which is nice. It used to not be here 5 years ago. This was just like the rest of this street, fairly rural. I don't ever see anybody walking on this sidewalk. I drive by here a couple times a day, usually day after day, year after year. And I mean, it's nice they put these in, but nobody really uses them. It's just something the developer has to do as part of their restitution for building these monstrosities in the middle of, what is basically a residential area. So I don't know what that, adds up to or doesn't add up to, but I'm enjoying it. Thanks, guys, for putting a $1 million sidewalks for me. Okay, so we're just gonna bop up here. This is Gem Street for a second, because usually right where you have outlets, street outlets, you're gonna find trash. I don't know what it is. If it's the wind that blows it into these areas, or this is like people like, before I get out on the main street, I'm gonna throw my shit out of my car. I don't know. But there it is, done. Found another bag. So, see, pretty cool, because this one was already getting full. It's a little more than I thought we would have today. But I have not been that stretch in about a week. So now we're getting to the next stretch. No sidewalk. And this area is the one I'm talking about. Can get really bad really fast. If this was not addressed for, say, a month, maybe 2 months. See these cars coming? Yeah, this could get bad fast. It has. In the past, I've seen it happen. Luckily, this last time the city came through and did a big cleanup through here about 3 months ago, I said to myself, that's it. If I can just keep it up now, this will never get bad again. Until I move away. Somebody else has to pick up the torch. Ooh, little road rash there. Possum. Yeah, it's a beautiful day. Spring is upon us. And you know, yesterday it hit like at a high 80s. Today's supposed to be kind of the same. Then it drops back down in the 70s, which is just absolutely, oh, there's another possum. Absolutely gorgeous weather. No jacket, no beanie. If I'm wearing gloves, it's only because I'm picking up gross stuff, which I don't know. You know, in the winter time it's different. Not only is the stuff gross, but it's wet. And you just gets to be a bit much. And it's cold. You know, it actually gets cold in California too. You know. So this winter, their lowest temp that I saw was 32. That's low enough to say cold. You know, when you're high 30s, low 40s. See that idiot? There you go. Someone's starting to drift over, making a lane change, cutting somebody off, and then next thing you know, they're over here. So again, you gotta be careful. Keep your eyes open at all times. I'm folding up this little piece of cardboard because I can't get it in the bag yet. And there we have it. Fold it up, cardboard in bag. Yeah, you know, I do get people saying things like, "Oh, you're gonna get sick," or all the germs and it's gross. And honestly, I think by being out here and doing this and kind of just getting all grimy and not really, I've never really cared about stuff like that. I mean, I was one of those kids that drop something on the ground and eat it, you know. I didn't really, I still do. I really just not, I'm not a germaphobe at all. People ask me, how come you're never ever sick? What do you do? Well, there are some things I do. A lot of it has to do with diet and vitamins and what I don't eat or drink anymore. I just don't. A lot of what you don't do is more than what you do. Now you can add doing on top of that, like doing some exercise, you know? But there's a lot of things you just have to stop doing. So that's the actual answer. You know, my answer to. Yeah, look at these guys. They're all drifting over right now. Look at them. Bah. Bah. Off they go to their soul-sucking jobs. Who knows whose are and whose aren't? A lot of them are, though. They'll tell you. It's not my opinion. They'll tell you. So, yeah, I always say just roll around in the dumpster. If you just do that once a day, you know, don't use hand sanitizer. Don't wash your hands. That's how I keep from getting sick. The more germs and more gross stuff, the better. That's how we build up our immunities. yeah, that's what I do. I don't really care about any of this vaccines or flu shots. I have to say, first thing I'd say is don't eat their poison. All the poison. You know, starting with fast food. Fast food, processed food, packaged food. It's all garbage. Just stop. Stop eating that shit. I'm taking that today. Just, yeah. Start a vitamin regimen. And, you know, vitamins don't work unless you take them every day. I love the people who start taking vitamins when they get sick. I mean, it's not going to make things worse, but it ain't going to help you. Really. So you're not going to get any better any sooner because all of a sudden you start taking a bunch of vitamins. It takes a long time for vitamins to get into your system. They say like 20 days or something like that before they really start to have the effect that they're supposed to have. And if you stop, they only take a few days to leave your system. But yeah, vitamins. No matter how good you do in today's society with your fruits and vegetables, you know, getting enough protein and enough vitamins, you know, eating at home, eating good, you're still going to come up short in today's society. So yeah, I would highly recommend vitamins. I've been taking the same vitamins for, I want to say 15 years now. And I never stop. I never miss it. I mean, you eat every day, right? You don't forget to eat. You brush your teeth, I hope, every day. These are just things you got to start doing every day. You can't miss a day. But when you do, whatever you do, don't miss 2 days. That's what most people happens. They miss one day and then, man, they get so beside themselves. It turns into 2 days and it turns into 2 weeks. So those ones right there, these warehouses, brand new. Just finished them. Those aren't even really massive ones like you see sometimes. I mean, they're huge, don't get me wrong, they're massive. But not massive, massive. Yeah, when it comes to stuff being gross or whatever, man, if you've ever been a parent, you know, you've had poop on your hands, barf in your face, sneezes in your face, boogers, everything and anything you could possibly think of you've had on you, and you survived, you're fine. If you've ever taken care of a dying family member, same thing. None of this stuff is really that gross to the point where you can't deal with it. To me, I look at it as an opportunity, especially since I don't work an outside job. My regular job is an inside job where I do sit and I'm in, you know, kind of a clean, sterile environment. So I have to make up for that. Here's the dumpsters. See how the doors are open? A lot of times people that dumpster dive or whatever, they just come in here, throw all the stuff everywhere, leave the doors open, make a mess. You know, and these people here that are working on this business are probably struggling. And that's what people do to them. So you try to make it a little better. Close the gate. It's just crazy how some things are so easy, but people, it's like, oh, I'll just swing the damn door open and just leave it like that. Because I don't care. Life sucks and I'm entitled. Nobody loves me. Nobody cares. Boo-hoo. You don't have to be a piece of shit, no matter what your circumstances are. You don't have to be. That's a choice. You're choosing to be like that. And the more you choose to be like that, the easier it is to be like that. You know, because you just get used to it. That becomes your norm. It's being miserable and blaming everybody, and you know. So you're like, well, the world sucks, so I'm gonna make it suck for everybody else too. Again, a lot of folks could do good. You know, I see these homeless encampments, and a lot of these guys are, you know, they're healthy. They're all right. I mean, maybe mentally they're having problems and this and that. Each person's different, so who knows? But why not spend your day doing something cool, doing something creative, doing something useful for people or for your area? You know, and then maybe somebody will see that and go, wow, let me talk to this guy and see what he might need, or he's showing me that he's being resourceful and not just, you know, spending every day living in a pity party. Let me see, you know. Maybe he's somebody I could give a job to. Maybe somebody I could teach a skill. But if you just present yourself as being unapproachable because everything you do is just, you know, destructive, nobody's gonna reach out to you. Nobody's gonna help you. I mean, except for, I don't know, maybe some paid NGO or some, you know, charity that's acting like they care, you know. But that brings up another good point. If you see somebody doing something good and you see that they may be in need, let them know that, like, you see what they're doing. Just take a second and acknowledge them, you know. And who knows, that might turn into a friendship or a relationship that leads to you being able to share your skill set with them. This is where our new lights are. New traffic control here. When I come out here in the dark, it's all lit up now. It's really different. Kind of like the dark. Anyway. But yeah, passing on our abilities, our skills, you know, to people. You know, I think that we have here in the United States, we have a culture, the Hispanic culture, that still does that. You know, to some degree, not everyone. You know, I hate generalizations going good or bad. But you know, it's obvious, you know, that you see sons and daughters working with their fathers and learning what their father knows. You know, very useful skills too, especially in construction, because, you know, construction has a lot of different aspects to it, of course. I know you know this. Plumbing, electrical, you know, framing, roofing, concrete, masonry, you know, and there's more. Finish carpenter, flooring, tile. These are all great things to know how to do. And most people in life that know how to do it have been taught by somebody, usually a family member, you know. And that's a beautiful thing. You know, stuff that's at, like, maybe at a little higher skill level. Welding, you know, HVAC, things like that. You can go to school to learn those things. Trade schools, better than going to a 4-year university for a young man who's looking to make his way in this world, because the world's expensive, you know. And so you need a good job to be able to pay a mortgage or even rent. All right, so since we hit the dumpster, that last dumpster, we haven't really had a lot of litter. I did walk through here yesterday, so I guess that this section, and we're coming up on Barton. So we spent, yep, and that's typically what it takes, about 25 minutes to do a mile. I think you have to say it's slow walking, because I'm not walking, I might be walking a little burst, but it's not Halloween. Perfect, see? Another little bucket to throw some trash in. Let's go see. I go to this liquor store sometimes when I'm craving a Guinness. I'll still have an occasional beer here and there. I had a really good Korean beer the other day with a hot chicken sandwich, Korean style. One of the best hot chicken sandwiches I've ever had. I've had a few. But yeah, see, I wasn't using my grocery bags because I didn't really have much trash. And all of a sudden, this little bucket shows up. This is perfect for the trash. I don't know how many times that happens. But yeah, passing on our knowledge, you know, as a society, people who have so much skills, and they get old and they die with those skills, and they don't share them with anybody. Not that they don't want to. Maybe they don't. I don't know. Some people do, some people don't. It just happens. There's no connection with people. Here's Barton, okay? So from Brown to Barton, 1 mile, 25 minutes basically. I think if you're walking fast, you could get a mile in about 20 minutes. Maybe some of you other walkers out there, if you know. I don't really keep track of my time and against miles and stuff. I don't really do that, or have a step counter or any of that. I'm just not that interested. I'm good with measuring my time with like landmarks. How long does it take to get to here to there? Because I do have to do that, because I do have to be home at a certain time, or I want to be home at a certain time, which is the time my wife leaves for work. I want to be there to say goodbye to her every day and help her get ready to get out the door. Thank you, Jack in the Box. So, yeah. And I know what time I leave. I mean, I'm basically out of the house for an hour and a half. And no matter where I am now, and I go in about 4 main directions, each one going out about a mile. So in an hour and a half, I would assume that I'm doing 3 miles of walking. I think you could do more, 3 or probably 4 miles in an hour and a half, but not if you're stopping and starting all the time. But if you were just walking straight, you could probably do 4 miles. Some people can walk really fast too. I'm not the fastest walker, even when I'm just walking. A lot of times if I'm walking with my wife or other people, they're like, come on, man, let's go. So there we are. We made it to Barton. Brown to Barton, I call it. It's good mile. Got some rubbish taken care of. I made another video earlier today. Just talking about stuff. So I'm gonna check out. Got another about 10 or 15 minutes to go before I get back to my house. Starting to feel some sun. Feels good. Spring is upon us. It's a beautiful thing. All right, y'all. Thanks for hanging out with me. If you're seeing this video for the first time, I don't know how you would, but if you are, man, subscribe or hit a like. If you do, I got to get better at that part too. But I'm still doing what I do every day. So all is well. I'll continue to make some videos here and there when I can, or maybe I'll actually come back with a new setup or something, and be able to do this a little better job at it. So, all right, all. Have a great day. Bye-bye.